Hello friends, Dolly here. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing another self-love journaling prompt. We're going to be working with tough love today, which I think it's only appropriate because we've talked about the ways that we show ourselves love that may not be completely healthy. Then last week we talked about ways that we show ourselves love that is healing and healthy. And so this week I wanted to touch on ways to show ourselves tough love. And I'm just kind of showing you what things I'm pulling out and that I hope to incorporate into my journaling spread. Now looking at it, I can see that I've pulled quite a lot, more than I likely need, but that gives me time to explain the prompt, so I can't be mad about it. So the prompt tough love points to times when we have to show ourselves, or rather practice restrictions upon ourselves, because it is healthy for us, and so it's a way of showing ourselves love. And so I was trying to think of a good example, using myself. So for me, tough love is when I force myself to do things that make me uncomfortable. For example, socializing. I have social anxiety, diagnosed social anxiety, and I work really hard to try to get past kind of those fears. And my therapist encourages me to practice. So in order for me to practice, I have to do it. And by doing it, I am practicing tough love upon myself, because I could just say, well, I need to be kind to myself, and I need to be compassionate, and I shouldn't force myself to do things if they make me uncomfortable. And that is mostly true, but what happens when you don't force yourself to do things that will help you move past old hurts, or help you grow as a person, or help you better your situation? So then it's not really compassionate, or it's not really you showing yourself love. It's really sort of enabling a behavior that no longer serves you. So think about your own lives and the ways that you may be keeping yourselves pegged into a hole that you don't necessarily want to be pegged into. And how can you practice tough love? What are some of the things that you may have to force yourself to do or not do? Maybe it could be different for everybody. So that's what we're working on. And here I'm kind of finalizing the stuff that I want to use. And so the first thing we are going to do is bring some weight into this journaling prompt. And one of the ways that I like to add sort of a weight and a seriousness to my work is to incorporate black. Another way I sort of add a touch of depth, and it's kind of like a tone, like a serious, more serious tone, not as lighthearted, is to also incorporate texture. So I really like to use this like really rough brush. It's like a boar bristle, I believe. I'm not sure if it's like really boar or if it's synthetic, but any brush will do that has sort of like scratchy bristles, and that will add a lot of grunginess, which I like to use when I'm dealing with darker topics or topics that aren't like airy and happy and nice, and it's more of a serious topic that I want to work through. So you don't have to use black. I just like to use black personally. You can associate whatever color you think of when you think of serious things and things that are a bit darker, I guess is the right word. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna do here, and then I'm gonna wait for this to dry, and then we'll be back. Okay, this is all dry, and I ended up having to use 2 coats of the paint because it wasn't quite as dark as I wanted it. And now you're gonna see my trial and error process, which is to just use stuff, and if it doesn't work, keep trying. And I kept this in because I think it's sort of easy to edit all this out, but then you don't see the struggle, and I think sometimes it appears like things magically happen, and it's not always the case. Sometimes things do flow and everything works out, but then other times it doesn't. And so my idea for this was to have sort of little pink detailing against the black for drama, and for also in my brain the black is the tough part, and then the pink would have been like the love part. So here I tried ink first, acrylic ink. You couldn't see it at all. Then here I'm trying acrylic paint, and that also was not working. So you're gonna see here in a bit, I decided to just use Poscas, and that worked great. So it wasn't a Posca, it was a Molotov acrylic marker. I made a mistake earlier when I said Posca. But anywho, we are digressing. So here I am auditioning things against the page. I'm kind of thinking that I wanted to use a tiger as like a little extra flip in here, but then I decided that I just wanted to use the image because there is a lot of writing in the back of this, and I didn't want to like gesso over it and then wait for that to dry, and it's just a process. So we're gonna use a tiger as a focal image on the right hand side. So as I audition pieces against the background, it's a very long and trial and error process, very boring to watch. So I'm gonna explain to you sort of the steps that I take, and then we can time lapse through the whole thing. So I wanted to incorporate something related to the moon because the full moon was last night, or was it the night before? It was sometime during this week, but I usually will continue to work with the moon until the end of the week. So I wanted to do that, and I wanted to put the tiger there for tough love, but then I wanted something to show the softer side. So you're going to see me add an image from Cameron, who is Lotus and Nightshade here and on Instagram. So I will tag her, and then I will use also, I think, a stamped image by Megan and the Moon that she had sent me. And we're going to create a journal spread that is abound with a lot of like tough imagery, but then also a lot of soft imagery to sort of kind of show the like symbolically like tough love, you know. So that's all we are doing here. I will time lapse now, put some music on, and then I'll chime in as I usually do if I need to. Okay, bye. Okay, so here I wrote my intention. You can freeze frame if you want to see what I wrote. But I added some little like hearts glitter to add more softness, and I really love the flowers kind of blooming out of the tiger to symbolize that good things can grow from tough love. And I really love these heart stickers. These are from Dollar Tree, but we're gonna wait for this to dry and then we will see the final result. Oh, I forgot one more thing. I'm going to use puff paint to make the star stand out a bit more because for some reason the paper that the tiger is printed on soaked the paint from the paint pen, and so it didn't look very not nice, but it just didn't pop for me. I needed it to pop, so that's what I'm doing here basically. And then I do believe I put a gem in the middle of the star, and then we will come back once it's dry. So who forgot to do an outro to this video? This girl right here. So this is me hectically after work, not even putting the camera on the tripod, showing you the final product. Apologies for the shakiness, but everything's dry. I'm super happy with how everything came out. The glitter looks so cute, even though it's having a hard time focusing here, but I really love this one, and it's a little bit darker thematically, but I feel like I still stayed true to my style, and I just love how it came out. And then this is the card, and that was a Happy Meal my friend Stacy sent me, and we're just gonna click it into place. And that's gonna be it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you try it. I want to thank you so much for stopping by. I love you so much, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.